Greetings everyone, my name is FlareBlitzed and welcome to the demo of Alchemical Reaction. This is an LGBT friendly dating sim about an up and coming alchemist trying to make a life for themselves in a new town. You have the option of playing as a male or female protagonist, which is very nice, and the demo allows you to meet several of the potential love interests. That's what we love to see in visual novels. The finished game is planned to have you balance your career as an alchemist with your love life and friendships. Always a very difficult thing to balance, like with many kind of academical things. It's between the academical side of it and the social side of it, of going to any kind of extracurricular kind of thing. So where was we? For now, get acquainted with some people in the kingdom and set up shop. We hope you enjoy what you have so far. By the well, I have this game down in the description below, but just something of note is that extras go to options and special goes to the kind of licensing thing, so that's kind of not as they are intended, but I imagine that because this is a demo, that is not the final product, which is definitely it. My protagonist name is called Flare, and I am, I believe that's male and that's female. I'm not too sure. You'll play as a boy, absolutely. I'd been waiting for an hour or so, it seemed. There were only 5 minutes before my departure and still there was no sight of my companion. To think we're just seconds away from the capital. Me. Wait, was my name interpreted correctly? I believe it should have been. Hello. Hi there. Hope you are having a lovely day. Where you is? Flare! I'm so sorry I woke up late. I knew you would be. I told you to set an alarm. What would be nice is if me is interpreted as the name of the protagonist which you put in. You could have at least asked your mother to wake you up. I know. Mother tried to get me up, but I was too tired to even notice. What kind of lovely alchemical train is that? What does it ran on? Happiness? Sadness? What a depressing train that would be if it ran on sadness. She said I was even replying to her in my sleep. Well, you got here on time in the end. Let's go. The train cannot leave without us, and it's rude to keep everyone waiting. Standing before us was the result of 5 long, tedious years of work. Wow. A dedication of sweat, tears, and blood finally completed. The Ellis, the first train powered entirely by alchemical stones. Okay, so it's not powered by happiness or sadness then. But what are the stones incorporated with, by the way? A breakthrough in alchemical science that would hopefully push our society forward. Hopefully not backwards. Many have tried, but no one has managed to succeed in creating anything like it until now, with the combined efforts of Frewin and myself. It was only by chance that we discovered a correlation between different crystals' properties and the power that different elements could create using them. For our discovery, we spent 2 years doing the math and planning our project. Okay, finding materials and putting the machine together seemed impossible. But now the flying machine stood before us, ready to be unveiled to the public. Our work had led to the first direct airline between our city and the capital city being opened, and more were sure to follow in the coming years. The prince himself had recognized our efforts and given us the opportunity to work in the epicenter of the scientific community. We'd be relocated to the main circle of the Orium Kingdom to continue our research. What the heck? I don't recognize that kind of writing, and what the hell is here? Ah, it's a little kind of medal or a, what do they call those things in passports? It's like a certificate of, not certificate of clarification, but like an emblem or a authentication, oh there we go, authentication stamp. After a thorough examination of the discoveries and papers submitted by Flare and Frewin, the Grand Alchemic Committee has agreed to oversee and fund your future projects. We are honored to invite Flare and Frewin to the kingdom for a proper room and board, where you will be provided with a laboratory and proper materials to increase the speed and accuracy of your research. I think accuracy comes first before speed. Like, for goodness sakes, research within the you-know-what virus, like that, you could say was an incredibly quick vaccine to distribute out. But, of course, you need to be able to accurately research into the goddamn thing in the first place in order to try and find a proper vaccine for it. And then there's also a factor of volunteers coming in for... Anyways, we're getting off track now. We have high hopes for you. Highest regards and best of luck for the Grand Alchemic Committee. Finding our lives a turn around. With this development, we'll be able to serve both our kingdom and our beloved town. You okay, Flare? You keep spacing out. I'm looking at this certificate, thank you very much. Oh, I'm just excited, I guess. Are you ready to go? Yeah, let's go find our seats. We shall do that. Wow, they really changed up the interior design. My designs were better, of course, but I guess I can't complain if it's still comfortable. Comfort, well, reliability of a train I think comes first before comfort, but comfort is still second most important. We put away our bags in the proper storage areas and took our seats. It doesn't matter how reliable a train is, if it's uncomfortable to sit in, then it's not a good train to sit in. If there's a comfortable train to sit in, but it keeps breaking down, then you can have irritated customers. Either way, you need both to be good. Oh right, it was kind of lucky if I woke up actually. How? What did you do yesterday then? While I was running, your sister stopped me to give me this. She said she left it on your bag so you would see it, but I guess you were in such a rush that you dropped it without even noticing it. My dearest sister, I'm sorry I could not be there for your departure. While I'm sure Frewin will be able to look after you on my behalf, I know how important this opportunity is for you and I. I can't wait to hear about your success in the kingdom. I'm sure that if Mother and Father were here, they would be just as proud of you as I am. Stay safe, I love you. Sincerely, Lucia. P.S. When you're famous, remember there was me who changed your... Thanks for that, surely... Oh gosh, that cults. She always finds some way to embarrass me, but I'll miss her a lot. Exactly, family always misses each other. I guess I can write to her once we've set up shop in the kingdom. Are siblings ever supposed to get along as well as you two do? I can find the mushiness from here. I can feel the mushiness from here. Anyways, we have a long trip ahead of us, and I bet you barely even slept last night. You're such a workaholic. You probably stayed up all night, shoving all those blueprints and unfinished projects into your bag. Oh dear, I slept like a baby. Like, I think some of the font is really interesting. Hard to see, but it is really interesting. And for an alchemical sci-fi kind of scenario, I don't know, do you think sci-fi fits with alchemy? I mean, it is fantasy or fictional. Well, definitely fantasy and fictional. I slept like a baby. By the way, I want to discuss the plans for the crystal divider on the way. You miscalculated the amount of orium that's needed to power the machine. I can't believe you made a mistake like that. But no need to worry, I've corrected your formula already. Let me get my nose. Hello. Damn, you really chewed my what? That's all for now. Thank you everyone for flying with us. We are proud to announce that we have landed safely in the kingdom and the ride has come to an exit. Please retrieve your luggage and head to the nearest exit. Watch your step as you exit the car. For the nearest exit, I mean. I quickly blink of sleep from my eyes, sitting upright to look at Frewin. Well, this is our stop, partner. Oh, yeah, we're going home. Not Wild West. This ain't even Wild West. Honestly, I'm getting pretty nervous. This place is so huge compared to home, and, I mean, we've never even been here before. I give his hand a reassuring squeeze. We're in this together. If we blank up, then at least we blank up together. You can even tell your parents that it's all my fault. Well, our guide is waiting for us. He squeezes my hand back. Shall we? I nod, allowing him to lead me towards the line of people fitting out of the train car and into the station soon after. And here we are. After climbing down the steps, we find ourselves surrounded by crowds of people. Oh, wow. I definitely feel the pressure now. I mean, I know we were acknowledged by the prince himself, but this place is huge. It's not like our barely known town at all. Take a deep breath. There's no going back now. Let's go find that guide. Yeah, for me, I always go try and look for that guide if I'm stuck in a visual novel. Okay, according to the letter, the person we're looking for is named Celestia. I wonder if they're one of the love interests in this game. I wonder how we'll know who that is. In the moment, a person wandering from train car to train car caught my eye. Hi there, hope you're having a lovely day where you is. Our eyes meet and she smiles brightly before rushing towards us, an excited peep in her footstep, as she draws near. Ah, hello there. You must be Frewin. The committee told me to be on the lookout for you once you arrived. I'm Celestia and I'll be your guide today. If you need any help after the main tour is completed, you can find me near the temple. Feel free to ask me for help anytime. As she finished her sentence, she turned to look at me, her eyes wide in surprise. She leaned forward, looking very close at my face. Whoa, I was never told you had eyes like that. I was never told you had two different eye colours. Hemochromia? I don't know if that's how that's pronounced, but I think you get the right idea of where I'm going towards. You know, eyes like yours are said to be a sign of a long-forgotten god. You must be a very lucky person. Do people always have to associate eye colours with a particular kind of myth or religion? I see. Don't stare at me in my big red eyes. Despite her awestruck demeanour, something about the interaction left me feeling uneasy. However, she quickly leaned back again, adjusting her stance to be more formal. I'm so sorry, I invaded your personal space. Please follow me and we'll get on with the tour. Okay, this is the main street. Walking down here, you can reach the market. I recommend visiting Lida's Blossoms and Ovida's trinkets. They sell all sorts of components and materials, so they should be very helpful for your future projects. Plus, the shop owners are usually really friendly. Usually, although there is one shop that is a bit odd. And what is that odd shop? I would like to visit the odd shop first before visiting the friendly ones, just so we can get that one out of the way first. This is the temple. I'm here almost every morning, so if you find yourself confused about anything or needing to ask any more questions, please stop by. This is the palace. I heard that even the prince was impressed by your work, you know. Yes, by putting these alchemical stones into this train, we managed to get it so that it can fly. He views you as a fundamental resource of the whole kingdom and our neighbouring towns, and I can't help but agree with him. Hopefully you'll be able to meet him at some point, although it's not very likely. What's the prince up to at this point in time, then? He's been so busy trying to fix the ongoing crisis on his own. What else? There's an opportunity here for us to be more recommended by fixing the ongoing crisis. She puts her hand to her chin and thought of a moment before perking up, pointing us elsewhere. In that direction, you'll find the lake. It's a very peaceful place. I'd recommend going there if you need some time to think or meditate. What the? This has gone suddenly spooky. That's the cemetery, and the colours as well seem spooky, and beyond it is the forest. I recommend staying away from both right now, though. Why, what's up with those? There have been more and more reports of spirits attacking people in these areas, especially at night. You don't say. If you find yourself in trouble or see something strange, you should try to find the warden. She should be able to help you. Okie dokie, Celestia, and this is where you'll be staying from now on. The first floor is equipped with a shop, and a laboratory has been provided by the Grand Alchemy Committee's faculty. In the back, they've ensured you have plenty of space to plant any crops you may need, because plants are essential for alchemy work. Just like ore, or paper, or wood. They're also important alchemy material. Actually, anything could be used as an alchemy material. Even stuff that's already been synthesized for alchemy can be put back in. And that's how you get to more advanced items. On the second floor, there's a dormitory you'll be rooming with a bright young man who's attending the alchemy to become a knight. I've heard he's the top of his class, but I haven't gotten a chance to interact with him myself. I'm sure he gets along though. He probably won't be here very often, but alchemy is one of the school's subjects taught here, so he'll probably have to use your shop at some point. Maybe you can use that to befriend him? That should be all you need to navigate the town for now. So I guess I'll end our tour here. Do you have any questions before we part ways? Let's see. Can we only ask one question, or can we do this as many times as we possibly can? Yeah, I'm actually interested in the oddball shop. What do you mean by oddball when talking about the shopkeep? Well, I guess he just doesn't always make sense when he speaks, you know. He means no harm, is very friendly. He's not a bad person by any means. Sometimes it just feels like he comes from a completely different world, that's all. Is that related to the spirits? I see. Temple, is it religious? That temple you showed me, what's worship there? Ah, we follow the teachings of the god Ovida. He is one of the few remaining gods from the ancient times who still holds a following. He represents luck, joy, futility, and protects people like farmers. I suppose you don't know him already, but I'm always happy to offer more guidance for rituals or share our teachings. But Prince has handled it all himself? Is it normal for a prince to place such a burden upon himself? Unfortunately, it's pretty common. The king and queen died during a war against our neighbouring kingdom many years ago, just as the prince reached reigning age. To think, as soon as a crown princess is of age, the burden will be placed on the shoulders of her instead. I truly pity the prince. I understand why he's trying to take the pressure off her. Spirit attacks. How long have the spirit attacks been going on for? There are records of spirits attacking the living for thousands of years, but it appeared to cease in the past century or so. For the past few years, though, they've become more frequent. It seemed to follow the war with our neighbouring kingdom. About my supply stock. What am I running out? Or something. If you run out of crystals or materials, you just need to restock at the shops I showed you earlier. If it plants you need to replace, I think we've provided enough land for you not to have any issues. Exactly. Plants are one of the most important materials for alchemy. They provide for medicinal purposes especially. But in case of an emergency, you can find leather and she'll sell you more seeds. Thank you! Like plants don't produce seeds so they can reproduce. That's the point of having plants, so they can reproduce. Even if you just have one seed, as long as that one can grow, that will produce more seeds, and then more seeds from the amount that that first one produced, times by the number that it produced, etc. My roommate! Do you know anything else about the guy we'll be rooming with? Honestly, I do not. After the first time I accompanied him, I gave him the keys he'd need, and we didn't really speak one-on-one again. I occasionally see him outside the academy, though. From what I remember of our first meeting, though, he appeared to be very shy and reserved. Is there any kind of reoccurring situations? Different world. No, that's it. I think I understand everything well enough now. Alright, I'm sure you're tired by now, so I'll be heading home now. It was a pleasure being your guide today. Have a nice night. She's nice. As soon as I laid on the bed, fatigue washed over me. I wasn't expecting to walk so much on my first day. I'm honestly tired. I'm done for today. I wonder if Frewin already fell asleep. It's nice to have different portraits, considering the situation at hand. But also just noticed he has a heart on his, not collar, but just underneath the collar. Probably knowing him, the bed is so comfy. Probably we have a dream now. We have a dream of spirits attacking us. Something is moving around outside. Did I just imagine it? What is that? We're not gonna go back to bed. We're gonna check out what the heck is going on. Something could be wrong. I have to look around. Let's see. This looks like an observatory. Or, sorry, a conservatory. I think you see a nearby light. Perhaps a lantern someone's carrying. You seem distracted. Do be more careful. I know it wasn't intentional, but if you lose your pouch, you'll turn to dust. You really ought to be more mindful. Are you the other guy staying with us? Well, who's there? Oh. Hi. Are you the other one that's staying with us? Let's see. Is something wrong? Sir, this is a private property. You shouldn't be here. I look him up and down. It finally clicks in my head what he's here for. He's been raiding my brand new garden for resources. Hey! Taking a moment to register the situation, recover from the shock of being robbed on my first day in town, I turned to speak to him again and confront him. When I noticed the creature sitting on the man's shoulder, it's some sort of skeletal cat. It must be a product of necromancy. But there hasn't been any recorded necromancers in years. It's supposed to be a long-dead form of alchemical science by now. He looks me up and down, not seeming to register my confusion. I see. I offer my dearest apologies. It appears that I've committed a number of transgressions against you. I didn't realize this land belonged to anyone. I've been using your garden. You know what, let's not be angry about this. We could be angry about it, but let's not. You have to compromise, Flare. I can't just miss out on this chance. Who knows how many necromancers are left? What if he's the only one in the world? Hey, let's make a deal. I'll let you take the plants, no questions asked, and no consequences if I gesture undead creature perched on his shoulders. You tell me about this little guy and how you made it. Do that and I'll let you go. Ah, are you perhaps interested in necromancy? Absolutely, all the time. I thought necromancers were extinct. I thought they fell out of practice long before I was even born. Plus, your companion here is rather cute. He glanced at the cat slowly before meeting my gaze again. Her name is Spicer. She is a dear friend to me. Okay, he speaks slowly, but he does seem willing to answer my questions to some degree. Oh my, hello, Spicer. I move forward slowly and gently shake her bony paw. I'm Flare, it's a pleasure to meet you, and what might be the name of the man accompanying you? I'm Darnell. It's hard to tell, but I feel like he smiled ever so slightly. Or maybe I'm just imagining things. Another personnel in the gang with heterochromia. While I'm always honored to share my findings and details of my studies about necromancy, it seems a bit unsafe to keep you out here at this time of night. But if you would allow it, I'd be more than happy to return this weekend at a more decent time. Promise? Okay, then I'll see you this weekend, Darnell. Spicer too, I hope. It was lovely to meet you both. Good night, then. Do stay safe until we meet again. With that, he turns on his heel and disappears into the darkness rather quickly. I should get back to bed, then. It seems like tomorrow will be just as busy. And here comes the morning. That sure is a nice rest, but I seem to have slightly overslept. Time to plan out the day, then. We could prepare the shop today, or we could go exploring while we have the chance. We only have one option. Prepare the shop. That doesn't even need a save point if there's only one thing. I wonder if in the future there could be more than one option there, because why would there be an option to something which is the only option? Like, you should always have like at least two options for that to be a reliable thing to happen. That's probably the most responsible course of action after all. That's what we came here for. We'd better prepare now before we officially... There could actually be a choice in the future where it'd be like, I'm unable to cope with this kind of pressure, so I need to go back home. Before we officially open, we don't want to seem unprepared when the shop's inauguration rolls around. And hey, Flare, could you grab something for me? I need the box with the gears printed on the front. Bring them back for me? Sure, hang on. As I grab the box, I hear a loud noise causing me to stop in my tracks. Hello? I snap my head sharply to look towards the source of the sound and realize it's coming from an outdoor which has been roughly swung open. Through the entrance, an elf enters the room, followed by a small group that appears to be a cliché of sorts. Hi. They all seem to be wearing the same clothes, perhaps in some kind of uniform. Oh, please be careful with the door. I'm very sorry, but we're still closed as of now. Please come back on the actual Huh? I was told some amazing alchemists have moved in, but you appear to be some dumb, boring human. Pardon? The group telling him snicker, turning to speak to each other in hushed voices, quickly covered their mouths so I can't even attempt to read their lips. From the smug energy, I'm sure they have something poor to say about me. I wasn't informed of this. With how they described you, I was sure I'd be rooming with another elf, but they sent you instead. I'm at a loss of words, staring at him, mouth agape, while trying to come up with something to retort with. Before I can, though, I hear shuffling from behind me, signaling that Frewin has returned to the main room as well. What's with all the noise? So, there is an elf here. Why would you stoop as low as working with some lonely human? Excuse me? I can see how Frewin's expression immediately sours at those words. I don't think you should be speaking that way about my partner. Ah, so you are the head of the shop? The man doesn't even seem to react to Frewin's discomfort and annoyance, though. He just smirks at the fact that he got the answer he wanted. Glad to make your acquaintance. Frewin doesn't let him finish. You're our housemate, then, I assume. We were told that you were refined and intelligent, but it seems your parents raised you in a pigsty. The elf's followers begin to snicker again, but now they seem to turn away from him rather than crowd around him. He acts so tough, but as soon as a real elf speaks up, he deflates like a balloon. Oh please, do you really expect a halfling to hold a candle to a full-blood? Come on, Tade. You've embarrassed yourself enough. Let's get out of here before you make us all look bad. So his name is Tade. He flinches as the group pulls him away back towards the street. Despite how rude he was, I kind of pity him. What a cruel group, and what a sad man. There's a lot of unpacking to do though, so I guess I don't have time to dwell on it. Alright, where do you want that box of gears? Frewin. And we're finished. Phew, at least the shop's tidied up now. Yeah, but my back hurts so much. I can't wait to finally get some rest. That joke from earlier put me in such a bad mood. They didn't even apologize before they ran off. As soon as those words left his mouth, I heard the shop door open gently behind me. Excuse me, the shop is You again. He meets my gaze only for a moment before shifting it to the floor. I'm here to talk to the human. Oh really, and what do you want with Flare? I thought I made it clear that you're not welcome here if you act and think like that. I realise that. I want to speak to the human alone. I don't even want to speak to you. Frewin mockingly holds a hand up to his ear, you mean, as if we can't hear him. What was that? I think you need to repeat yourself and use Flare's name this time. I don't care for your games. Leave us. I want to speak with them. Sheesh. They're going to kill each other. I can practically see them mentally lighting each other on fire every time their eyes meet. Whatever business you have with me, you can see it in front of him too. He stares at me, clearly caught off guard, before glancing at Frewin again. But fine. I wanted to say, I'm sorry for whatever, about what I said earlier. What was that? I didn't catch it. Could you say it again? I said, make up your mind, would you? Do you want to say something to Flare, or do you just come to mumble to yourself? Tade steps close to me. Frewin glares daggers into his side as he does so. The tension in the room is making me nervous, but Tade slightly bows his head before he continues speaking. I'm sorry for my behaviour this morning. I understand it was beyond rude. Reprehensible, even. I realise I should not have addressed you in the manner I did. I have a responsibility to be a decent housemate to you. Do you really think that's going to... I hold up a hand in front of Frewin, trying to gently signal to him to let me handle this on my own. Please? I'm not going to forgive you as easy as the necromancer, I'm sorry. Like, one of them is down to ignorance, which is from the necromancer, but this one is down to stupidity. And stupidity, cannot be cured. I can't accept this. I never want to speak to you again. I tried to evade his gaze, not wanting his reactions to hold me back or change my mind. I quickly leave the room, leaving the situation behind me. And so I've completed my second day in the kingdom, and I already have a migraine that would just not go away. Even so, I'm excited to see what else will come my way in this new place. Who knows what other strange people I'll meet. There's so many things to look forward to now. I should get some sleep. I'm sure tomorrow will be just as hectic, and I can't wait to see how. Let's see what's going on then. With credits. Thank you for playing the Alchemical reaction demo. Team Cerberus. And these are all the... Oh, I didn't mean to get through it! I need to play through that so I can get to the credits again. Let's see what giving him a second chance will be. Alright, I don't want to hold grudges against someone I have to live with, at least so quickly. You do seem to be ashamed of your actions, and regret what you said. I'll let it slide, but just this once. If it happens again, I won't be so patient with you. Of course. Thank you for your kindness. Despite his blunt response, he still seems uncomfortable and downtrodden. If you let me know, I'd like to introduce us properly now. I'm Flare. I'm Frewin, just so we're clear. Just because Flare forgives you, it doesn't mean I will. Watch your back. Tade stares at the floor, his fists clenched tightly by his sides. I understand. I'm Tade, and I look forward to our cohabitation. At least nobody got hurt in the end. Exactly. And completed the second day of the kingdom, and etc, etc, etc. So we'll just let the credits roll, and this is a nice little introduction to the overall game itself. Only having 2 different days though, and the days seem pretty... Well, actually the second day is especially short. The first day was quite long. Not like long as in bad long, but stuff like that. Thank you for playing, helping us chase after this dream. As I said in the beginning of the video, guys, there's a link down in the description below where you can download this game for yourselves and see what the demo is like for you. But I think aside some of the other main, little minor choices in the game, like, for example, we may not be able to... Actually, we could actually not forgive the Necromancer in a way. Like, we could get angry and fend them off and stuff like that. But I'll let you decide on whether or not you want to see that for yourselves to explore. And there could be like different routes in this game, and the routes themselves varying from detesting people away to accepting their wrongdoings, like with this character whom I've forgotten the name of already, unfortunately, and Tade as well. So thank you so much for watching, guys. This has been the demo of Alchemical Reaction, and we shall see each other in the next video of whatever game it may be. Thank you all so much for watching, and take care of yourselves.